talking about my top favorite quotes and why they're my favorite. And the first one would be in One Piece, And the first one would be because from Bon Curé, because we're friends, there is no need for another reason. The big main point of this is friends and friendship. In One Piece, friendship is everything. If you do not have great friends in your crew, then you cannot be the number one pirate. You cannot be the strongest. You cannot be the pirate king. The pirate king was the pirate king because he had help from his friends. Shanks is as powerful as he is because he has his friends. He has his nakama. And friendship in One Piece and many other anime manga is a big main point in it. So that's why I like this quote. It's really good. I love it. This is one of my favorite quotes from Luffy. Power isn't determined by your size, but the size of but the size of your heart and dreams. Actually, the real quote is power isn't determined by the size of your fist, but the size of your heart and dreams. That's the real quote. Was misquoted, I guess. But what that means is that no person can be as powerful if he does not have an amazing heart, a big heart, and big dreams. If you cannot conquer the biggest dream of all, which is becoming Pirate King, then you aren't powerful. Goldie Roger was Pirate King because he was able to encompass the whole world with his heart. He was able to drag people with him with his heart. People respected him even though he was an enemy, even though he was a pirate. Then the dreams is a big part of it. If you do not have a big dream, then there's no point. You have nothing. If you have the dream of becoming not number one but number 3 or 4, then what's the point of you? You shouldn't even be there. There is no such thing as dreaming to be number 4 or number 3. There is only dreaming to be the best. This is one of my favorites from Shanks, which is knowing both victory and defeat, that's the way you become a real man. In Shanks, he was part of the crew of Goldie Roger, and he knows that Goldie Roger experienced both defeat and victory, and that's what made him amazing. That's what made him great. Even though Goldie Roger always kept fighting, he would still lose, but that's what made him great. There is no such thing as a person who has not. There is no such thing as the strongest person who has never been defeated. Kaido has been defeated. Shanks has been defeated. The only way you cannot be defeated, the only way you can be unbeatable, the only way you can never lose is if you fight people who are stronger or weaker than you and people who are not at the same level as you. A person with not a lot of strength can be the strongest in his mind because he never fights anyone stronger than him. So that's the main point of that. Another one by Shanks is, good job, you young Navy soldier. The courageous moment that you created by risking your life just now changed the future of the world tremendously, for better or worse. The big part of this is the future of the world tremendously, for better or worse. If you fight to stop something, if you fight for what you believe, you will change the world, no matter how small or how big it is. You won't change the world, for better or worse. And this was when Kobe stopped Akainu and stopped the war, basically. And it was thanks to Shanks. This also showed how powerful Shanks is and his gravitas, and how much respect people have for him. He was able to stop the greatest war in the world in One Piece because of his power and people's respect for him. Next is by Dr. Hiluluk. This was one of the saddest and best quotes ever. When do you think people die? When they are shot through the heart by the bullet of a pistol? No. When they are ravaged by an incurable disease? No. When they drink a soup made from a poisonous mushroom? No. It's when they are forgotten. In One Piece, if you are remembered, or even in the real world, if you are remembered, you will never be forgotten. No, there is no such thing as a person dying for an eternity. You will always live forever in the minds of the people. You will live. That is what, to me, seems like that's what Dr. Hillock is basically saying. The power to become The power of youth, eternal youth, isn't from age or anything like that. It's from remembering. If you leave a legacy, then you will always be remembered. Whitebeard left a legacy of being the strongest pirate in the world and being the closest to Goldie Roger. No one will forget him, and thus he will never die. Next is by Doflamingo, and this is really, really important, especially for both pirates and marines. Pirates are evil. The marines are righteous. These terms have changed through history. Kids who have never seen peace and kids who have never seen war have entirely different values. The ones who rule are the ones at the top. Right now, we stand in neutral territory. Justice will prevail? Of course it will, because whoever wins becomes justice. This was said during the Marineford War. It's basically saying if the pirates win in this war, then the sense of justice throughout the world will change forever. It will become the justice that Whitebeard says it is. He will define what justice is, and whoever wins in a war that's war that changes the world tells others what justice really means. And since the Marines won, they did what justice became was absolute justice. So, and when he says the ones who rule at the top right now, the kids who have never seen peace and kids who have never seen war have entirely different values. People who have always seen peace and kids who have always seen peace and never gone to war will never respect life because they don't know what war is like. They don't know what it's like to not be endangered, to not feel like you're about to lose your life, and they don't feel like they're gonna die. But the kids who have always been in war, who have always lived during wars, will have different values because they will know how precious life is, and that how they must succeed in life, and how you must treasure life. And this one is one of my favorite. It was said by Blackbeard or Marshall D. Teach, "A man's dream will never die. A dream is a dream because it will never die. That is your dream. That is your one true goal. That is what you want to become and what you want to do. You cannot change it. You cannot destroy it. You cannot kill it because it is an idea. An idea will never die, such as a dream. A dream is an ideal to become what you truly want to be." This is one of my favorites because it's about friendship. From now on, no matter what happens, the sign on this left arm will forever be the sign of our friendship. That's basically saying that even if we aren't close, even if you aren't with us, we will always treasure what we did, and you will always be our friend. No matter what happens, you will be our friend. No matter where we are in the world, you will be our friend. That's what they were basically saying to Vivi, that made me tear up when I was watching One Piece and when I was reading it. So this makes it one of my favorites. This one is for people who are depressed, who feel like they had a bad day and always will. No matter how deep the night, it always turns to day eventually. That means no matter how dark it is, no matter how gloomy it is, eventually it will brighten up. No matter what, it will eventually brighten up. Even if we are in eternal darkness, eventually light will shine through. Even if there is an eternal cloud in the sky that blocks out the sun, eventually that cloud will pass. It will eventually dissipate. And eventually it will become light again. And that is the end of the slideshow, and that's the end of what I was saying. Those are my favorite One Piece quotes, and I explained why. And please comment down below to tell me what your favorite quotes are from One Piece or some other anime. Thank you for watching.